got one, look at that. Not too much further now. Yeah, this is probably not the safest. Kenny Veach. Chances are you've heard the name before, and if you're watching this video, you may have even heard the story. He was an avid outdoorsman who lived in Las Vegas, and he used to love to go into the mountains. He was a long-distance hiker. He once claimed to have found a cave with possible supernatural properties that he said made his whole body vibrate the closer he got to it. Kenny said he was afraid, so he left, and he wanted to come back someday and find the cave, and that's exactly what he did. The picture you're seeing is a screenshot from his final video where he was searching for the cave. He's by an old mine shaft that is far, far from any road or any civilization, deep in the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. This mine shaft is where we're going today. But before we go out there, we need to read a quick disclaimer because this is going to be an extremely dangerous expedition. So a little bit of background. On November 10th, 2014, Kenny Veach set off on a short overnight trip into the Sheep Mountains outside Las Vegas and never returned. His phone was found at an old mine shaft, but no trace has ever been found of him again. The mine shaft, as seen in his final video, is looked at as a memorial or tribute and is considered sacred by many. The vertical shaft is extremely old and the wood inside is broken. Entering the mine is extremely dangerous and should not be attempted by anyone under any circumstances. If you do, you could get trapped and die. The reason I made the controversial decision to enter the mine was to determine once and for all if there was any evidence related to Kenny's disappearance, in hopes to finally bring conclusion to all involved. In addition, I hoped that showing the inside of the shaft would satisfy the curiosity of others who wanted to see what was inside. While I was out there, I did not remove any artifacts, and I treated the site with the utmost respect as a possible memorial to Kenny, just as those who discovered the Titanic did so in order to bring light to the tragedy and convey the story to others. The mystery of what happened to Kenny Veach has never been solved to this day. It is my sincere hope that this video will satisfy the curiosity of anyone who would consider making the long and dangerous trek to the mine shaft and putting themselves in danger by entering. Before we head out on the expedition, let's check the map really quick and see where we're going. So Las Vegas, you know it's north of Las Vegas, of course. Where we have to go specifically, where Kenny was last seen, is up here in the Sheep Range. This kind of sub-mountain range of the Sheep Range is where Kenny did his 10-mile hike. He hiked around this entire mountain range and came back looking for the M Cave, never found it. The mine shaft is along this 10-mile hike. We're not going to hike the entire 10 miles, but we are going to hike out to the mine shaft and see if we can either go inside or get a camera inside and see what's in there. So if you're ready, let's head on out and saddle up and get our gear together so we can go out there and finally find out the answer to this mystery, what is inside the Kenny Veach mine. 9 a.m. at the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. You know why we're out here. About 8 years ago, a man named Kenny Veach walked into those mountains and never returned. You've seen the other videos, you know we've been all over these mountains, from Picture Canyon to the old mine, all up in these hills, the Beast big hill we climbed up there, even Blackgate Canyon. We even went out to the old mine out there. We've searched everywhere and found no evidence for Kenny, but there is one place we have not been. One last place that I have not searched because it was too dangerous. That place is inside the mine shaft. This is the mine shaft where Kenny Veach's cell phone and keys were found. Supposedly somebody lowered a camera in there. I don't know what was seen in there. A YouTuber's been down there, but you couldn't see the video very well. It was Scott Nuttall. Great videos. The dude needs to get a GoPro instead of using his cell phone cam. Anyway, there's some YouTubers have been inside this mine. You can't really see what's in there on their videos. So today we are going inside the mine. Yeah, I know, I'm by myself, it's dangerous. I've got a rope that I'm gonna use for safety in case the ladder gives away. I've also got a long 8-foot pole that we're going to lower down in there first and see if we can see everything we need to see with this pole. If I can get down there safely, I will. If I can't, then this pole is gonna have to do. Either way, we're gonna drive out there to the end of Joe May Road and do that long 4-mile hike out to the mine and see what we can find in there. So without further ado, let's saddle up and drive out there and see what we can find. It's 9 a.m. at the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. It's a cold 45 degrees, winds blowing, which means it's probably about 35 degrees. At those high elevations, it might be 25 degrees. I've got cold weather gear, so we're prepared, but we've got a long 3-mile hike ahead of us, so let's head on out there and see what we can find. All right, everybody, we've arrived. We're here at the end of Joe May Road. We're going to hike out to the Kenny Veach mine, which is right behind us, about 3 miles. So at this time, we're going to gear up. It's 40 degrees outside, but the sun's out. It's not that cold. There's really no wind. So I'm going to make a judgment call and not bring my heavy jacket. I've got my regular gloves. Now, the liners that I have for these is nothing but a set of regular, everyday, off-the-shelf vinyl gloves, just regular vinyl gloves. They do a really great job of keeping moisture in your hands and the wind chill out, and surprisingly well for keeping them insulated. So I got some extra vinyl gloves as insulators for these regular mechanics gloves that I wear. And I'm also going to bring this net gaiter, which kind of helps you keep you a little bit warm. But like I said, it's really not that cold outside, so I don't expect anything extreme unless something happens and we have to spend the night out here. Then that's going to really suck. Now, 3-mile hike, we've got cell phone signal here. There's cell phone signal at the mine, I would imagine intermittently in places along the way, so I'm not too worried about getting caught out here without any signal. I've got the ham radio, I've got the gear, I've got everything we need. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and load up the backpack gear up, and then we're going to start the hike, the long hike that way, 3.5, 4 miles to the mine. Once we get to the mine, we're certainly going to do our best to see what's inside. I think that's one stone that's has not been fully turned over yet. So hopefully today we'll find out. All right, so just really quick, we're checking our gear before we head out there. The backpack's fully packed up, and food, binoculars, first aid, freeze-dried food, water, you know, the usual loadout stuff you see. And I've even got the Fenix flashlight, because we are going to use that in the mine once we get out there. So you may notice this huge pole. So this pole right here, I'm gonna use this with the GoPro and lower this into the mine if I'm unable to go in myself. And this is how I'm going to get the camera way deep in the mine. So I've got some tape. I'm just going to actually just tape it on there. Just kind of a temporary solution. I know I should have spent more time on it, but you know, I'm a busy professional, so if I had time, I would craft something really elaborate, but I just didn't have time to put it together. Now, this is the water bladder for the Camelback. You can see right now, pushing on it, there's no leaks. It's fine. It's not leaking. And if you watch the last couple of videos, you know we've had a problem with leaks in this thing. So I purposely waited till right now to pack it inside here. There's no leaks right now, so if it leaks once I put it in here, that means the leak is probably around here somewhere. I don't see any water coming out, so it should be fine. Ham radio, I've got the GoPro tripod as well. I'm going to try to get some maybe some distant shots of me walking, some other things. Once we're out there, I'll just set up the GoPro and see if I can record some shots. Sunglass, of course, it's a bright day, and a rope. This is about a 50-foot thing of rope. It's just a cheap Home Depot Chinese rope, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this in the mine. So if something happens and I do end up going down there, if I feel safe enough, this rope is going to be down there, and this is how we're going to get out, provided I don't get injured in a fall or something. So yeah, that's the fail-safe right there. So right now what we've got to do, it's about 3.5, 4 miles that way. You can probably see a little cave over there. We'll check that out. That rock pouch and agave burn pit, we'll check that out. But it is a bright day. There's not a single cloud in the sky, so you should see everything really, really well. One last thing about this valley, this is the kind of strange and mysterious valley where we've heard the phantom footsteps, and that's basically a second set of footsteps coming up behind us
When I heard it, it sounded like something large running up behind me. It startled me. I turned around to see what it was. So keep your eyes and ears open for anything strange when we go out there, because if there is anything strange out in these mountains, I really suspect it's going to be in this valley. Something about this valley is just really kind of off. So without further ado, let's load up the pack and start this long walk out there. I've got about 9:45. Temperature shows 40 degrees, but honestly it feels a lot warmer than that. So once we get going, it's probably going to be perfectly fine. And if you're ready, let's do it. Let's start the hike. All right, starting the clock here, 9:53 a.m. and we're here at the end, the end of Joe May Road. And like I said, it's a nice day for hiking. So we're going to head out across the desert and see what we can find. You can see this long pole. We're going to use this to try to lower the GoPro into the mine, and that's kind of our plan B if we're not able to get inside ourselves. So I do have rope. It's right here on my belt, and I put it on the belt side of the backpack because it just seems to work out better that way. So we're going to hike across here. Now I just checked that leaky water bladder. The bladder itself doesn't seem to be leaking, but the drinking tube, I think that's where the leak may be. And yes, I did use the shut-off valve, but water still comes out very easily. So got the backpack upright on my back. I don't expect it to leak. If it does leak after this, after confirming there's no leaks when I put it on, then yeah, there's a problem. It'll have to be replaced. But I just as soon not replace gear that's working if it's user error. So we haven't been this way for a while, and you folks that are new to the channel may or may not have seen our first death hike lost mine video, but this is the same way we went. And even the second one, which was Alien Face, we came the same way, except Alien Face we came out here at night, like 5 a.m. when it was still dark. So, you know, it was 10 a.m. Good night's sleep, good breakfast. We should be okay for a full day of hiking. So yeah, let's head out here and do it. Make a good time. It's not that cold today, so it's a great day for hiking. All right, we're making progress. Here's that little kind of cave that we've been in a few times before. It doesn't go in very far. So walk over there and check it out right quick, and I'll show you what's inside. Yeah, you can see it doesn't go in very far. All right, so you're gonna wash your head coming in here, and just looking around. It goes in about 6 feet or so. So little caves like this, there's a lot of them out here. They don't go in very far. Call them pocket caves. They make a good shelter at night to keep you out of the elements, but there's really not much of these caves. So I come and check them out and see what's in them. Now the M cave Kenny spoke of is unlike anything I've seen out here. Most of the caves out here are like this one. So this deep dark cave Kenny talked about, I haven't seen anything like that out here. This is about the kind of cave that I've seen. So yeah, that's about it. Let's head on out and keep on going. Yeah, it's a good 3 miles, 3-4 miles, and most of it's like this. Kind of a flat wash with a slight uphill incline. Just enough to get you out of breath. But coming back should be a breeze. I've talked about these in my other videos, but for those of you who are new to the channel, or maybe just tuning in, this here is not a giant anthill. It's not tailings from a mine. It is man-made, and what it is an agave burn pit. So what it is the Native Americans, hundreds of years ago, would burn agave hearts in these giant pits, and they do that for food. I'm not gonna go all the way to the top. It's all filled in and everything. It's just a mound. But anyway, this is where they burn their agave hearts for food. So Native Americans did live out here. There are some petroglyphs out there. I don't think we're gonna be going by them unless we find any by accident. But it just goes to show you, people lived out here a long time ago. There's nothing out here. I don't know where they got water, but a long time ago they were living out here. So without further ado, let's keep heading that way and make our way towards that mine. All right, the desert is a hot place, you know that, but in the wintertime it's very different. We get a lot of snow out here. So let's talk cold weather gear. I've showed you those vinyl glove liners I use, and for right now it's absolutely perfect. If there was snow out here, I'd probably be using some maybe snowmobile gloves and some Gore-Tex liners, something that keeps you warm a little bit better. Probably my Gore-Tex Matterhorn boots too, instead of these Solomon boots, which I really love for hiking out here in the desert. I am wearing a military issue polypropylene base layer. Very, very warm. And honestly, I probably could have done without that today. It feels warm enough, but at these higher elevations, it may get colder. And heaven forbid I get stuck out here at night, I'm gonna need this extra warmth. But the military polypropylene top, believe it or not, was issued to me in basic training about close to 30 years ago, and I still haven't found anything better. My cold weather jacket is the military issue Gore-Tex jacket, and that was also issued to me by the military 20-30 years ago. And again, I haven't found anything better to keep you warm and keep the wind off you than the polypro top and that military Gore-Tex jacket. I opted not to bring the Gore-Tex. It's warm enough not to wear one, so I just have a few base layer shirts on, the military polypro top, and of course my ever-present combat shirt, which is absolutely perfect for hiking out here. But you come out here, see a lot of hiking videos, people in shorts, just regular hiking boots. You've got to take this serious. I mean, it took about an hour to get here from my place, but this is really remote. People don't come out here. There may not be anyone out here for weeks. So you got to be prepared for anything. Believe it or not, I've only come about 3/4 of a mile. 40 degrees, but I'm working up a sweat, so the temperature is not a problem out here right now. I've got gloves, insulated clothing, and getting out of breath a little bit because this is all an uphill climb. It's just a long, monotonous hike getting out here. Now it's mid-November, so I don't expect to see many animals out here, especially not reptiles. They're all on the ground, hibernating for the winter, which is a good thing, not to run into snakes. But still keep your eyes open for anything that I may miss, because there still could be bighorn sheep or other kind of animals out here. So let's press on. We got a long way to go. Doing 3/4 miles, I would say we probably got somewhere around 3 miles left. So it's a long ways out there, but we'll do it. I just took off the neck gaiter. It's just getting too hot. Working on too much of a sweat with it, so I put on if it gets cold up here, these high elevations, because I think it's about 1,000-foot elevation gain, and it does get colder towards the mine. I try to be prepared for these hikes, and the two things I forgot is bug spray, which hopefully I won't need because it's winter time, and sunscreen. That as long as I keep this boonie hat on, it should be all right. But other than that, we should have everything else. Even if it's cold, it's important to drink water, because you can dehydrate easily out here. So that's why I'm trying to steadily just sip the water I have, not drink too much, not drink too little. This uphill incline could really wear on you. You can see it's flat, but because it's uphill and you're getting to be a higher elevation, you get out of breath a little bit faster. That's why I'm drinking water. I took off the neck gaiter because it's getting kind of hot. I'm sweating a little bit, but yeah, we just gotta keep going that way about 3 miles. So that's enough for a rest. Let's head on up there and keep going. So like I said, I do believe this is the main path. There's a rock cairn somebody left, which is a marker of sorts that hikers leave, and probably just to signify that this is the right way, as we already knew. Let's keep on going. All right, we just hit the 1 mile mark. I can't really see a truck out there, but I know where it is more or less, just straight ahead. And that's where we got to go, to that saddle up there. Now that saddle isn't Wild Horse Pass. I believe Wild Horse Pass is actually beyond that saddle, so we've got a ways to go. Let's keep on going. So let's keep a track. Here's the numbers. 1.5 miles, 547 foot elevation gain, about 45 minutes so far. My heart rate's about 140 beats per minute. So high elevations, slight uphill, wears on you. I would say we're getting close to the halfway point. You know, it's weird. It's been a few weeks since I've been out here in the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. And here I am, geared up, hiking out here again. And it's like I never left. It's like I've been here the whole time. Now, when you come out here, you find various things if you're lucky. Bones are one of them. This right here is a jawbone. Bighorn sheep, perhaps, something fairly large. I'm assuming it's bighorn sheep. You can see the teeth. There's the other half of it over there. So it could be a skull around here somewhere, but I'm gonna leave these right where I found them. They're kind of cool. Might make a nice souvenir, but what am I gonna do with a old set of sun bleached bones? If you thought the desert was flat, you're wrong. There's hills, there's valleys, there's uneven terrain. There's a lot of obstacles you got to get over. So when you come out here, you got to expect the unexpected. You may have to climb small hills, maybe wide open terrain, or there could be anything. You got to keep your eyes open and tackle these obstacles and get where you're going. So it's just a little small hill like this, not a big deal. And it gets us to a bigger vantage point. So you can see right here, obviously people have been here. There's a campfire. So this is kind of a cool place to camp. It's a hill, and it's got a good tactical advantage where you can see anything approaching to the side. So if I was going to camp out in the open, this would be a good place to be. Aside that it's probably a little bit windier, but you could see anything approaching you. Mountain lions, phantom footsteps, you name it. Now out there's Joe May Guzzler. I don't see it right now, not really, but there are some water tanks out there, which is basically spring fed usually for animals, critters, water source out here. And that's about it. So we walked out to it. Like I said, if you want to see it, check out the alien face video. I believe it's in there. We walked to the Joe May Guzzler, and up there's the mine. So we're going to keep on going and get to that mine. If there's anything interesting along the way, we'll film it. Otherwise, I'm not going to take any detours. I'm going straight to the mine. It's a long hike out there, and I really want to go out there and see if we can get inside there and see what's in there. All right, so 65 minutes, 1.96 miles, 785 foot elevation gain. We're almost 2 miles, and you can barely see where the truck is out there. It's a long ways away. Off the distance, I don't know if you can see, there's another agave burn pit out there. Now, when I was out here before and heard, or thought I heard, what could be phantom footsteps, I was standing in one of the agave burn pits. Could have been that one, but I think it was one up farther closer to the mine. It's just kind of a strange feeling I get the closer you get to the mine, so you never know what you're going to find out there. Just keep your eyes and ears open. I certainly will. And let's keep on going. There's a lot of land out here, and we're going to keep going straight to the mine. All right, from here we're going to go down this hill to that little wash down there. I'm using this PVC pipe as kind of a hiking stick this time. This pipe that we're going to use to lower the GoPro into the Kenny Veach mine if we're unable to go down there ourselves. Very small hill, but this wash right here, I believe is the one that we've got to follow the whole way up there. So we're making progress about the 2 mile mark. So I think we've gone at least halfway, but we still got a ways to go. And you notice I'm kind of avoiding these bushes. The reason for that is I didn't put any bug spray on today, and I don't want to brush up against bushes where ticks like to hide, even though it's winter and they're probably dormant. But just in case, try to avoid any interaction with critters if I can. I don't know if you can see out in the distance those snow-capped peaks out there in Mount Charleston. It's about the 8, 9, 10,000 foot level, and there's snow up there. No snow where we're going. It's not high enough elevation, but it does snow out here. So a few times a year you may see some snow out here, but there isn't any today, which is fine. Just makes things easier for us. It's a great day to hike. It'd be a little chilly if I was in shorts or a t-shirt, but I'm not. So I think we're well prepared. Let's keep on going. We're probably a little more than halfway there, And once we get to the mine, we can take a nice break and maybe even have some lunch. Okay, I believe we're probably within about a mile of the mine. Problem is, it's uphill, it's rough terrain, so it's a challenge getting there, but we'll make it. Approaching 3 mile marks, which means we're getting much closer to the mine, thank God. Not close enough to see it, but we're getting there. Good thing about an uphill incline through the desert is gravity. Water flows downhill, so there's almost always a wash, such as the one we're in to walk in. You just gotta find them. And if you do, it's a little bit easier. I mean, it's still uphill and it really kind of drags on you because you're going uphill at a higher elevation, but it's a much easier walk in these washes. We've come, like I said, almost 3 miles. So far, no phantom footsteps or anything strange out here. But I'm just kind of focusing on getting there. Sun's kind of wearing me out today. I'm getting a little tired, but we'll make it. Not too much further to go. Let's press on. All right. Familiar landmarks. This tree is one we've come across many times, and we walked by it. I think we've been out here 3 times, probably a 3rd time out here. And I know we've been by here because this metal pole somebody left here, which is about the length of our pole. So we probably could have left our pole and used this metal pole as a stick to stick the camera in the mine, but I didn't think about that. And it's fine because this PVC pipe is probably lighter than carrying metal. So I'm gonna leave that metal pole there. Not sure who put it there, but it's been here for a long time. And it just shows you that we're on the right track to get to where we're going. I don't know if you can see kind of a pocket cave up in that rock formation right there. That is a cave. I've been there before. It goes in one side and out the other. Nothing really special about it. But where we gotta go is straight ahead, and we're getting close to mine. Like I said, it's less than a mile from here, so some rough terrain to get over, but we're almost there. You can see just a little pocket cave. There's really nothing interesting about it. We've been in there before. Here's a little pine tree. You don't see too many of these out in the desert. Provides some nice shade and shelter. Now, if you look way off in the distance, you'll see a kind of a rock formation sticking up. In the Alien Face video, we actually climbed to the top of that rock formation. There was some epic views of this entire valley. Really, really cool. So check out Alien Face. We're not going to climb it today. Now, I don't know if you could see from here, but from that rock formation down towards where the bottom of the rock is, and then to the right a little bit, you could barely make out what looks like an M cave. And indeed it is an M cave. Again, Alien Face video, and we go in that cave. It's more of an outcropping, but it does look like a cave in the shape of an M from here. But yeah, we've been in there before. Alien Face video. The mine should just be up here somewhere. So I'm gonna go across country, climb over these hills, and if we're lucky, we'll see the mine from the top of those hills. But I think it's just a little further up here, but it's not too much further. Let's keep going. So this is the 3 mile mark. And there's that big rock formation I showed you, in the mine should be straight ahead this way. So the mine is between 3 and 4 miles, or definitely less than a mile to go. But it's up there a little bit further, and once you get there, you'll know exactly how many miles it takes to get there. So we've got some rough terrain to get over. Done it before, we'll do it again, and we're almost there. All right, for those keeping track of numbers, hour 43 minutes, 3.12 miles, 1348 foot elevation gain. It's noticeably colder up here. It's chilly, probably, I don't know, 40s, maybe high 30s. But obviously I'm hot, I'm sweating, I'm moving, so I'm not really feeling it. But as long as we keep moving, we're fine. It's not that big a deal. You can know its terrain is getting rougher here. It's rockier. Obviously I'm off that path we were on because the mine is not on that path. The mine is off to the side, up there somewhere. And over that hill, that ridge, more than likely we'll be able to see it. We're that close. Physically, I feel fine. I had a decent breakfast. I'm not that hungry, but depending on what time it is, we'll probably eat at the mine. I've got some freeze-dried food, and we'll take our break up there, and I'm sure we'll feel better. And then, of course, coming back, it's all downhill, so not that big a deal. So let's press on and do it. We're almost there. Come on, let's go. All right, made it to the top of that little ridge, and I don't see the mine, but I know it's up here because that saddle weight up there is more than likely Wild Horse Pass. And in fact, if you look in that saddle right there, those two rocks on the other side, that's Alien Face. So the mine is probably just up here. As soon as we get a little bit higher, we should be able to see it, so it's not that far. The terrain's rough, but it's not that rough. You just gotta watch out for things like cactuses that have these needles sticking out, because you step on one of those or fall on it or brush up against it, you're gonna be in a world of pain. Keep on going. This is probably the most challenging part, uphill and rough terrain, but I know the mine is just up here. We're pushing 3.5 miles and I still don't see the mine. If I remember correctly, we'll be almost right on it when we finally see it. I don't yet see the mine, but I do see this rock cairn. So this should be the way, and it's got to be around here somewhere. It's not that hard to miss. There's a structure sticking up, so we'll see that. So it's got to be around here somewhere. I might have to pull the GPS and see where it is, but I know it's up this direction towards Wild Horse Pass somewhere. So I think you can hunt out here under certain circumstances, scenarios. And here's a showcasing, very old. You can see what the sun does to brass. It turned black. And it's bigger than a 308, so I'd guess 30-06. Hard to say. But clearly they're hunting bighorn out here a long time ago. So I just checked the GPS. We're close, but it is a little further that way, so we got to keep on going. We got a little more ways to go. A little further than I thought it was, but we're almost there. Shouldn't be too much further. Man. All right, I see it. Straight ahead on that hill is the structure. It's at the top of the mine. Straight ahead. You probably can't see it, but I can assure you it's straight ahead. Maybe a quarter mile. So, we're almost there. Let's go ahead and get to that mine and do our best to get this camera inside, whether it's on a stick or in our hand. Not too much further now. That's it up on the hill. I don't know if you can see it, but it's up there. So just a short walk and over some rough terrain uphill and we'll be there. Home stretch. Just tackling this hill, trying to get to that mine up there, but we are almost there. All right, we're close. I'm just gonna roll film the whole way. This last hill we gotta hike up is the steepest part of the whole journey. But once we get up there, rest, maybe have some lunch, it's gonna be a lot easier. Especially since it's all downhill going home. So this is it, Kenny Veach Mine. Once you get almost to the top, you kind of get a second wind. It's much easier because you know you're almost there. And this is it. Looks like somebody put some boards over the entrance, but they're not nailed down. So we'll move those and see if you can see inside. But this, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. See the agave burn pit down there, and somewhere down there is kind of what's left of a primitive campsite. See if we can check those out on the way back. But right now we just hiked 4 miles. I'm tired. I'm gonna take a break, probably eat some lunch, then we're gonna move these boards and see if we can get this camera down there. Kenny Veach mine. Now right over here, I'm guessing this is where Kenny left his keys and cell phone, because I think he filmed himself standing in front of this, and you can see down there where the truck is. So I'll tell you what, we're almost exactly 4 miles. 4 miles, 2 hours. It's a heck of a hike. So let's take a quick break and have some lunch. I think I've got 2 bars here on the phone. If I can do a quick live stream, I'm going to. So I may try that. So we'll be back in a few moments. All right, so here at the Kenny Veach mine, I'm gonna set the GoPro right here on this kind of piece of wood. I'm guessing this is where Kenny set his camera when he filmed himself. So let's get this from a different angle. Okay, I'm here at the Kenny Veach mine. As you can see behind me, this is where Kenny's phone and keys were found. They were sitting on a piece of wood, probably right in front of where the camera is. And inside this mine, evidently, I think somebody, they lowered the camera down there to see if he was down there. I don't know if anybody actually went inside the mine. There was a YouTuber who actually went inside the mine, and his video is really kind of grainy. You can't see much. Some people are saying they saw what appeared to be a crystal skull in the mine. How it got there, I don't know. It could have been planted by another YouTuber. It could have been down there from Kenny. I don't know. Who knows? It might not have been a crystal skull. You see things in these videos that you think are one thing, but they're really another. It's hard to say. So somebody put some boards over the mine, probably so nobody would fall in. That's fine. I'm going to move the boards. I don't think they're nailed in. And then I'm going to stick the camera in there. If I could safely get in there with the camera, I will. But I'm here by myself, so I'm not going to take a chance and get caught inside there. We got a cell signal here, but I can't say we'll have one inside the mine. So without further ado, like I said, I'm going to take a quick break here, eat some lunch. I'm going to move these boards, and then I'm going to try to get this camera in the mine either in my hand or with that long PVC pole. So without further ado, let's see what we can find. I'm taking a quick break here. I've got all my gear on this, looks like there's not really a bench, it's a piece of wood where maybe somebody made a bench. And I think this is where Kenny filmed his last video and put his stuff down and forgot it. So I'm gonna check, double check and triple check to make sure I don't forget anything. And over here for lunch, we've got chicken teriyaki, a lot better than that nasty biscuits and gravy we had that was pretty much just like mushy bread. And so I'm put some water in there. I'm just waiting until that's ready. Of course, it's gonna have to be cold. I'm going to have to invest in some kind of a heater or a field stove one of these days that I can fit in my backpack, but I'm usually packed pretty tight. Don't really have a whole lot of room for anything else. The water, of course, and the meal will be crumpled up, and I'm going to take that out of here. I don't leave trash behind. So the mine itself, like I said, I was able to move this wood, and looking at it, looking inside, it's old 100-year-old wood, but I mean, this is the desert. It doesn't really rot like some regions. So I've seen other people do it. I think I can climb down there. I do. So what I'm going to do is, holding the sides, I'm gonna basically test these pieces of wood, and if I feel they can hold me, I'm gonna try to go down there and see what's down there after we eat lunch. I'm not gonna go down an empty stomach, that'd be dumb. But what I'm gonna have to do first is find a place to hook up the rope, maybe over there or right over here somewhere as a fail-safe. So if these rungs do break and I need to pull myself out of here, I'm gonna have that rope down there to pull myself out of there. Just in case, because as you know, we are alone out here, and it's 4 miles the nearest road, almost exactly 4 miles the road that way. And if you were to go over to Wild Horse Pass right here, you'd go through Picture Canyon, and pretty much 4 miles from here too. So let's have a little bit of lunch, and then I'll rig up that rope, and we'll see if we can get down there and see if we can get some good video and find out what's in it for all. what's inside this mine. I just finished lunch, and I'm sitting here where presumably Kenny Veach left his cell phone, keys, and some change, they said. And I just happened to notice there is some change. Is this Kenny Veach's quarter? Did Kenny Veach leave that there? Let's take a look at a different angle. Let's take a look under here and see if there's anything else. I don't see anything under there. Did we finally find something related to Kenny Veach? It's 1/4 and looks like a nickel maybe. Yeah, it's a nickel. 30 cents. 30 cents. Is this Kenny Veach's 30 cents? It's entirely possible. It certainly looks like it could have been out here this long. Looking around, I don't see anything else, and believe me, I've been looking, but you never know. I mean, there could be something in there. Okay, I was able to move the pieces of wood from the mine, so it is accessible. I hope I don't live to regret this. Alright, so as you can see, we're inside the mine. And this is probably not the safest thing I've ever done. But so far it feels somewhat solid. I'm just being really, really careful, because I want to see what's in here. Looking all around. Okay, we're in the Kenny Veach mine. This is probably not the smartest thing I've ever done, but I'm being extremely careful and trying to watch where I step. The ladder's in 2 pieces, and you can see I've got a rope here. I'm just trying to make sure that none of this is going to give way as I come down. Now, I've got a rope here that I'm putting down there just in case I need to pull myself out somehow, that I've got secured up to the upper level. I'm hoping there's no critters down here. So there, we're just gonna ease ourselves down. The wood seems sturdy enough. People have been down here before, but this is an old mine shaft. It's very dangerous. And yes, I cannot believe I'm doing this. Because rest assured, I'm alone. So if something happens to me, I'm in big trouble. This rope is just to kind of minimize the chance of anything happening and me getting trapped or this giving way. And so far, it feels fairly sturdy. I'm just trying to untangle the rope and get it all the way down there. Now, I've got the big flashlight I'm going to pull out in just a minute here, so we can hopefully shed some light on what's going on. But the mine itself doesn't look very big. There we go. All right. Now, you can see the mine itself isn't very big. There's an old bottle over there. And I'm basically holding the flashlight and the GoPro in one hand, balancing on this beam that you could see looks to be sturdy. There's a drum. Over there's another part of the shaft. Here's some wood and debris. Over there, I don't know if that goes in any further, but there is, it does look like it goes in over there. So I'm going to try to come down to this level here and let's see what's over there. If I can do it. It's just really sketchy. Let me untangle this rope, make sure it goes all the way to the bottom, just in case. Nope, there's no ladder right there or something. So, I'm just trying to maneuver the GoPro. Yeah, I know a helmet cam would have been good, but we don't have the helmet cam. Just trying to adjust the camera. You can see a broken rung right there. I'm trying to avoid things like that. So, need to do is come over here, walk along this and see what's over there. I don't even know if there's anything hazardous inside here. There could be. But it doesn't look like the mine goes in very far. Let's try to make our way over here carefully, stepping over this. There's a lot of debris here, but so far things are feeling fairly secure. I still don't recommend doing something like this. You can see over there, you can see over here. Now I dropped my GoPro battery over here. I did try to switch batteries, so it said the battery is full, but for some reason it kept giving me low battery messages and shutting off. I don't know why. There's some more debris. There's some buckets and bottles. Nothing of value, just trash pretty much. And then up over here, looks like it might be some ore where they were mining. So I'm gonna carefully see if I can come up over here. And it might go in over there. I don't know if I'm gonna try it, get up there. It's just real sketchy. I'm really nervous about coming down here in the first place. But you could see up there where we just came. I don't want to slip or have an accident. And like I said, so far things are feeling secure, but this can give way at any second. All right, what's over here? There's nothing over here, so the mine itself doesn't look very big. It doesn't look like it goes very far. Just rubbish and trash down here. I don't know where that crystal skull was. They said there was a crystal skull in here somewhere. So if you see any artifacts or anything like that, let me know. But I'm not seeing anything like that in here. Rodent droppings. Over here looks like it's hard to say if something's, there's some loose rock over there, and then Rip Kenny. Do you see that? Where it says Rip Kenny? Right there. Let's see if I can go come over this thing and get a little bit closer. All right, coming down to these lower levels. Just lost my balance there. This piece of wood is loose. So you can see there's some trash, some very old bottles, some garbage. Here's a 55-gallon drum of something, probably oil or something, hard to say. But this appears to be the bottom of the mine. And over here, this may be some ore that they were mining. I don't know what kind of ore it is. And over here, it looks like it could have been a cave-in or something. Was there something over here at one time? It's impossible to tell. But you could see where people wrote Rip KV, Rip Kenny. Did Kenny die in this mine? Is Kenny buried behind some of this debris? It's really hard to say. But I'm looking carefully and I don't see anything. Rodent droppings. Oop. My GoPro battery that I dropped. Thank you very much. I'll take this. And that's about it. I don't really see anything else. Some old cans. But you can see up there, that's where we gotta go to get out. I'm not seeing anything else really compelling here. Did Red Rock Search and Rescue come down here? I don't know, they might have. There's some kind of can or something buried. This old drum is moving if you step on it, so I don't really see anything compelling here other than trash. So what I'm gonna do is carefully, and I don't want to go in the ground in case there's a snake under there, because you just never know. Looks like something may have caved in there. It's hard to say, but this mine itself is not very big. Yeah, I don't know if this was a cave-in or something over there. There's a lot of wood over here, so it could have been a cave-in. I don't know. Just see that Rip KV. All right, let's start the climb out of here. Okay, I'm going to begin the trek out of here. You can see how loose some of these ladders are. The wood itself feels sturdy. What it's attached to feels sturdy, but obviously anything could break at any time. So what I'm going to do is slowly make my way up out of here on this ladder. I've got the rope as a fail-safe just in case, and I hope I won't need this to rappel to get out of here, but just in case it's there. So let's slowly make our way out of here. Okay, I am gonna roll film on this the whole way, so I apologize if there's any less than optimal camera angles, but I can assure you the selfie stick will provide better angles than a helmet cam, which would have been like this the whole way. So with this, I could at least look up every now and then. So let's carefully grab a hold of this. I see some of the stuff is loose, but it seems secure. There's a broken rung. Don't want to step on things like that. We've got our rope just in case, and we're gonna get out of here carefully and easily and hope my 200 pounds doesn't break the ladder. There, a little more light. Okay, carefully, slowly, steady as she goes. Getting out of this mine. Doesn't go in very far. I didn't think it would, but I had to find out and get out of there. The ladder's in two pieces, and this section isn't really held on to anything you could see. So it's really held on over there, so I gotta really be careful. It seems secure, but you just never know. This is probably well over 100 years old. All right, there's the first kind of level. I can just get up here. Do this. Brush this off. A lot of rodent droppings you could see, so obviously there's mice down here, mice and rats. Now let me shine the light down there just to see what's down there. Digging out of my pocket here. I don't want to drop anything. Obviously we can go down and get it, but I just don't want to drop anything. There's a Phoenix night sun. Really does a good job of shedding light on everything. Old bottle. Some wood. It looks like it could have been a cave in there. It's really hard to say. I mean, yeah, theoretically it's possible Kenny Veach is buried under this stuff. So let's continue our climb out of here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do to lift myself up, I'm gonna boost myself up, and I'm gonna brush this off and sit right here. Looks like it's held on. I'm not sure how it's held on there, but it looks like it's in there really secure. So I hope it's in there secure, because if not, we're climbing rocks. Let me see if I can boost myself up here, and then we should be able to get to the second ladder. Look at these tree trunk over there. This is a very primitive mine, not really a pro mine. What I'm doing right now is just maneuvering myself to lift myself up, and hopefully don't break anything or hit my head on a rock. The boonie hat isn't going to help against rocks. And then lift yourself out of here, hopefully carefully. We're almost out of here. I can see sunlight. Let's finish the job and get out of here. Okay. Bracing my foot over here. Last thing I want to do is fall back in. And there, we did it. Now you could say you've seen what's inside the mine. There's nothing in there. There's rubble. Kenny could have been buried in there somewhere. Really hard to say what this looked like before he disappeared. But obviously it's easy to get in there. I don't recommend it. It's dangerous. I had my cell phone out down there and I had 0 bars. So I had an accident down there, fell, broke a leg or something. More than likely this would have been my tomb, because I would not have been able to get out of there. So pull out the light here and just show you if you could see down there the mine. And that's it. All right, 4 miles back to the truck. We're gonna head down there and check out that little primitive campsite on the way, and then hopefully it'll be smooth sailing the whole way out of here. So let's pack up and recover this mine and get out of here. All right, this is the section of the video where I did the live stream. I was able to get 2 bars of 5G signal, which actually worked out pretty well for us out there. So I wanted to get at least 10 minutes, and I did 10 minutes of live stream. We had about 20 folks joining. So if you want to see that video on my channel, check the live tab, and you'll be able to see this video. And that's it. Back to the regular video. All right, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I wanted to do at least 10 minutes out here, and we had about 20 people joining. So for those who were able to join, thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join us here at the mine where Kenny Veach was last seen, and hopefully you will enjoy this video as well. So it is time to start walking and start the hike back, but what I would like to do is see a few points along the way. So down there, some mine shafts. I've been there before. You saw them on the live stream. I'm not going to go by them. There's a primitive campsite down there I'm going to try to go by, and that agave burn pit. There is that's Wild Horse Pass, and I can, you know what, let me go see if I can get up there, because I really would like to get up there and see the view from up on top of the pass. It's not that far. Just to say I've made the full loop. And this is the way Kenny came anyway, so if I can get up there, what I'll do is I'll just take the valley right straight down out of here. But it's 2 p.m. right now, so you know what, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because I got 2 p.m. and it starts getting dark around 4. So I don't mind being out here after dark, but there's really no reason to, and it's going to start getting cold. So I'm going to head straight down there towards that agave burn pit straight ahead, and then take a left to right there in those grove of trees where that primitive campsite is, and just follow the valley right out of here. So yeah, there will be nothing up on top of Wild Horse Pass right there, except you know, a nice view, and that's about it. It'd be cool to go up there, and if it was earlier in the day I would, but like I said, I got about 2 p.m. and it's going to be dark in 2 to 3 hours, so any extra time we have to get home would be great, especially if we see something interesting on the way and take extra time to check it out. So we're just kind of meandering down this hill, and I think I see some broken glass down there where that primitive campsite is, and we'll go check that out just to show you what it looks like. Right, so still got this pole, didn't need it after all, so I'm gonna lug it back. But here's the agave burn pit. It's just a pile of dirt. Looks like somebody built a campfire in there. Clearly it wasn't done by Indians 100 years ago. But Indians used to burn their agave parts here for food, and they would just, I guess, dig up this pit and have a big old fire here, and clearly they lived in this valley. But that's about it. Now, so far we have not heard that phantom footsteps that we've heard before a few times. Kind of strange. I see the primitive campsite there, but I see something up in the trees over there too. So there's 2 locations we're going to check out on the way out of here. And there's something. Almost looks like tire tracks, but it can't be. There's no roads out here. You just never know what you find out here in the desert. I mean, nobody goes out here, but you just never know. Now there's that primitive campsite, but I saw something up over here hanging in a tree or something. I don't know what it was. Now I can't see it. And that's gonna irk me because I know I saw something hanging in a tree and I just can't see it now. Your broken glass. Well, let's come up over here, see if we can see anything unusual. That's the problem you have out here, is you see something off in the distance, like, oh, I'll just walk over to it. And then you take your eyes off it for a minute and you forgot where it is. There's a mine up on the hill. Here's an old can. Busted bottle. Could have sworn I saw something out here. If you see anything that I don't, by all means, call it out in the comments. I can't say when or if I'll ever be back out here, but I will say it takes significant effort to get out here. Maybe an old fence post or something. But yeah, if you see something interesting or compelling, a reason to come back out here, I'll do it. The whole reason today was we had to see what was inside that mine. That was one stone that was left unturned. I'm not just not seeing it. It looked like a shirt or something hanging in a tree. No, I don't think it's somebody standing there. I think it looked like something hanging in a tree. Maybe it wasn't, I don't know. Anyway, let's head over here so we can find, you're seeing a lot of glass, broken glass. People had camped here. Here's some cans, old cans. Back in the day, everything used to come in a can, so you find a lot of cans out here. It's not uncommon at all. Just about everything came in a can. So this is one of the few places out here where you see trash and artifacts, and all this trash and stuff is very, very, very old. You see old jars, a lot of old cans over there. Just goes to show you, people have been littering for over 100 years. They didn't care about the environment back then. Piece of metal, more cans, an old bottle, can openers, can of sardines, lots of trash out here. There's probably maybe something interesting if you look around hard enough. It's really hard to say. And like I said, if you see something, call it out in the comments. But this right here is, like I said, I think it's a primitive campsite, maybe where the miners were staying, I'm guessing. I don't know what this is hanging from a tree. It's just a tube. This looks like an old table or something. Half a teacup. And again, if you've seen our Lost Mine video, we walked around out here. So I didn't see anything then. And I'm not seeing anything now that I didn't see before. Just really, really old trash. Cans, piece of porcelain. Just kind of meandering through the campsite here to see if I see anything. Some old mattress over there. Looks like maybe a workbench or something. Old wood. This Desert National Wildlife Reserve, this is one of the few places out here where you actually see artifacts from a long time ago. Most places, there's really nothing out here. So that mine is kind of a rarity. But it's a well-known hike. But as you've seen today, it's a hefty 4 miles each way, so it takes some doing getting out here. Just looking around, see if there's anything else. Not seeing anything. Cans, lots of old cans out here. I don't take any of this stuff home like Kenny used to, because at the end of the day, it really is just junk. There's really nothing compelling to take from here. I gotta pause every now and then because I could have sworn when I'm walking and talking, I hear something off in the distance, like an animal or a person. Could be my imagination, could be nothing, but it's weird. When I was coming out of that mine earlier, I fully expected somebody to be waiting outside there. I don't know why, I just had a feeling somebody was outside waiting for me, but clearly nobody was. And most likely nobody's around for 10-20 miles. It's very, very remote out here. Saw a movement over there, but it was just a bird. And that's about it. I think this is about it for this old campsite. There's a piece of metal tin or something over here. Maybe oil, cooking oil or something, who knows. But that's about it. So yeah, maybe this was the campsite and the people worked at the mine. But as you saw, the mine is not very big. It's an amateur mine. And it goes straight down. And it'd be interesting to find out, how do they know there's minerals there to mine? And how do they get them out of here? Mule, horse maybe, bags of it at a time. It's not a very big mine. It looks like it's hand dug. But for some reason, back in the days, without any technology, people knew there was something worth digging there, and they did. I always check, double check, and triple check to make sure I don't forget anything. That's just me. Clearly Kenny didn't, because he left his phone and keys at the mine up there on the hill. But I've got the phone, keys, I remember putting in the backpack, and all of the gear I have, so it shouldn't really be a concern. I've got my trash packed out with me. I didn't leave anything out there but fingerprints. So, still seeing little bits of trash here as I can. So we've got our long 4-mile hike back, but it should be more or less in a wash downhill. And there's a small cave I'm going to stop at and show you guys, because I mentioned on the way in here, and I know those who haven't seen my other videos want to know what I was talking about, so I'll show you that on the way out. But otherwise, I'm going to hightail that out of here and get out of here as quickly, as efficiently as I can, and try to get out of here before sundown. Like I said, I'm not afraid of walking out here in the dark. I've done it before, but it gets significantly colder in the dark, so I'd like to be out of here before that happens. So coming through this wash, I'm seeing a lot of footprints, which you can clearly see is a hoof. It looks like it's going down while the pressure is facing towards, is facing like downgrade, and you can see the two parts of the hoof right there towards me. So I believe that's the back. So I would say there was a bighorn sheep or deer, probably bighorn sheep, and a large one walking this way where we're going, and not too long ago, because you could see the hoof prints in there are still fairly pronounced, so any kind of wind and whatnot would have covered them up. But yeah, you can see right there a bighorn sheep walked through here not too long ago, probably last night, hard to say. It looks like we had a tree in the path. Did somebody purposely put this here to stop us and slow our progress? Of course not, don't be silly, it fell down. But if it fell down, where's the hole? I don't remember seeing this before. Just never know what you find out in the desert. Here's some more trash, just some old tins. More than likely, I'm guessing maybe somebody brought these with them as a souvenir and just said, why am I bringing garbage with me, and just left them here. It's hard to say if they're left there on purpose or somebody just dumped in there because they didn't want to carry them. Seems like a good idea to take souvenirs with you, but ultimately when you get home, it's just junk. Unless it's something really compelling. I mean, no reason to take some of the stuff, just leave it where it is. All right, I just saw something over here by this big rock, and I know you can see it right now too. Pretty sure I know what it is, but I'm gonna get a close look just in case. This is a party balloon that's been out here a while because it's faded by the sun. And what happens is, Las Vegas has parties, and these balloons are filled with helium, and it's really hard for them to pop because this kind of metallic material is really thick. So these balloons full of helium will just float in the air until they just kind of come down somewhere, and they usually come down here. And so it's not uncommon to see things like this party balloon. I'm gonna leave it right here. I can take it, but I didn't bring it in, so I'm not in the practice of policing up this whole area. It's not my responsibility. So I'll leave it right there for now. Feel bad about trash being out here, but I don't think that one party balloon is gonna make a huge difference. So I'm just gonna leave it there and be glad I wasn't the one littering. This is somewhat interesting. It's a stick just kind of sticking up in the middle of these rock pile here. It doesn't look like it grew there. I mean, it could have been, but it looks like somebody put it there. Maybe it's a marker for something. Maybe something's buried there. Hard to say. Impossible to know without digging. And I'm not going to waste my time. We've got a place to go and things to do. That rock outcropping right there is that small cave I mentioned, so I'm going to go in there and just show you what's in it really quick. Nothing really compelling, but we'll go inside just to show you. I don't know if you can see that hole in the rock up there, but yeah, that's this rock formation where we're going to go in. All right, so that's it. Like I said, it really is just kind of a rock outcropping more than an actual cave. But some of you are going to ask, why didn't you go in there? You mentioned a cave, so let's come up here and see if we can get in there. I'm going to show you what's in here. It doesn't go in very far, if you can see that. I've been in there before, but it just goes in a few feet. And over here, there's another one up here. And that goes straight through. And I'll show you what it looks like to get in there. But yeah, that's it. It just goes in and up. I'm not going to climb in there, but it just goes to show you what's in there. Yeah, so that was a cave up there. We're just coming down these rocks back into the wash over there, and hopefully should be smooth sailing all the way out of here. It's more or less downhill, and it should be a smooth wash without anything extreme, so that's fine. And I'm actually not that tired, believe it or not. Freeze-dried food hit the spot, and that's about it. So yeah, straight out that way. On the clock, I did restart the clock, so we've traveled 1.39 miles, which means maybe 2.5 miles to the truck, more or less. Something like that. Shouldn't be a big deal. Just want to call out the vastness of this area. So this Jomay Canyon, the other side of the Sheep Range and Sheep Peak is out there. There's a lot of land out here to cover. See these valleys right there? There's a beast. There's a beast, there's a beast, there's a beast. There's beasts everywhere. Each and every one of these hillsides, these beast hillsides, would be pretty much an all-day climb. You exert most of your energy coming out here, but climbing those would just really be a challenge. Now that one there looks like there's like a plateau towards the top, which would be really cool to explore, maybe some things up there. But honestly, one person on foot, it's virtually impossible to see everything out here. You really got to do some checking on Google Earth and know what you're going to do and where you're going to go. Because if you just come out here and think you just stumble on something, you're not. I mean, it's too much land out here. You've got to really know where you're going. So, you know, clearly I'll check Google Earth a little bit more. If there's anything really compelling, I'll go out there. But otherwise, we've been all around here looking for Kenny, and we've seen no evidence. I mean, aside from 30 cents at the mine, there's probably Kenny's. There hasn't really been any other evidence out here, not even inside the mine. But it doesn't mean we're going to stop looking. There's still one or two more places out here that I had in mind to check out, so we'll just have to see if we can get to those at a later date. Alright, so I've got some cactus spines on my boot. I just felt to prick my foot, so I'm going to need to get my Leatherman out and pull those out. It's kind of a difficult angle until we get these. Shit. It's got one, look at that. Like a needle. Is that the only one? Can't tell. I should have took the boot off, I know. Lazy, in a hurry. My boot around, I don't feel it anymore. I don't see any over there. Leatherman, don't leave home without it. Alright, we're back on the road. So I pulled that cactus spine out of my boot. I didn't even notice that I brushed up against it. These are fantastic boots, but they don't offer a whole lot of armor. And it didn't go in my foot, it just kind of pricked it, so I knew it was there. And the Leatherman was able to get it out. Hindsight, I should have taken the actual boot off and pulled it out, because had I just pulled half of it out and the tip broke off somehow, it would have been stuck on my boot and almost impossible to get out. So yeah, I should have took the boot off, but I didn't. I got it out and it turned out okay, thank goodness. Let's keep moving. So I want to show you real quick. This is something like this that I brushed up against, and you can see how easy it is to brush up against this and get these jabbed inside your boots. You got to really be careful on these things and not rub up against them because they will stab you. They're very, very thick. All right, 2 miles on the clock. We're at least at the halfway point back to the truck, and it's a downhill incline the whole way, and nothing really extreme. Just kind of following a wash for the most part to get out of here. I'm seeing footprints. These are clearly people footprints. They're heading out of here, and I could tell because you see the heel right there is sunken in more than the sole. And when you step like this, and your heel sinks in a little bit more. So there's somebody with a shoe about my size, maybe a little bit smaller, and they're going this direction. So somebody's been out here not too long ago, because I could see their footprints. Sun's already gone down behind those mountains, so it's noticeably colder here. But I'm walking, I'm moving. I've got that thermal shirt on under this military shirt I usually wear. So I'm not cold. I mean, my face is a little chilly, but it's fine. We don't have too much longer to go, a mile or so. And as long as we keep moving and don't stop, I think we'll be fine. But you're sitting out here in shorts and a t-shirt, yeah, you're gonna be cold. That's why you gotta dress properly for the desert. All right, there's the 3 mile mark, 3 miles from the mine, and granted it was 4 miles out there, so that's 7 miles so far, and we're not even at the truck yet. The truck is way out there. We've got a ways to go, maybe even another mile, so we're just gonna keep on going and we'll make it. Getting closer, I see the truck way up there off in the distance. There's a cave we saw when we came out here originally, and there's the truck up on the hill. So we just gotta get up this hill and we're there. All right, we just made it back. Exactly 4 miles on the clock from the mine, which means it was an 8 mile day. So 1.41 minutes coming back, about 2 hours and some change going out there. Looking about walking for 4 hours for 8 miles. I'm tired, but I'm not that tired. I mean, could I do it again? I wouldn't want to. If it was life or death, I probably could, but I wouldn't want to. But if I had to walk out of here, I could. But the sun's going down. You can see the sun over Mount Charleston over there setting. It's really kind of a beautiful sunset. So we're gonna sign off here, and I want to thank you for joining. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. That's how I know these videos are popular with people. That's why I keep doing them, because you keep subscribing. So subscribe to the channel and I'll keep doing these videos. Until the next time, see you on the next adventure. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the videos, please subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified when I post a new one. All of my videos are unscripted as they happen. I can't promise they'll be exciting, but I can promise they'll be 100% real. My name is Steve from Las Vegas, and these are my adventures.